We'll be manifesting the power of increasing the weight of the object.
Yeah, so once you have the object ready and you've taken the initial measurement, do let us know by way of perhaps a thumbs up or just a wave, letting us know that you are ready to proceed to next step. So you can take a measurement of the object. If you have a weighing scale, you can use that. Otherwise, you could use the phone application that uses the phone sensors to approximate the weight of the object. Or you could simply put it in a glass of water and mark the displacement of the water, and then do the same thing again after you increase the weight. You will find that with the increased weight, the water displacement should be at a higher level than the previous level. So those are just three of the methods. Of course, you can also just have it in your hand and just approximate the weight, and then do the same thing again at the end of the power manifestation, and gauge whether it has increased or decreased in weight. So any of these methods, whichever you want to use, please go ahead. Just make sure that you use the same method on the second time when after we have manifesting the power of increasing the weight of the object. All right, so if you have your object ready and you have taken the initial measurement, let us continue to the next step. Let us sit comfortably with the head, neck, and spine in a straight line. You may close your eyes, although you don't have to. And let us visualize Swamiji. Let us connect to Swamiji in our inner space. Just a mere visualization of Swamiji in our inner space invokes the Master. So our inner space is the Ananda Gandha just below the heart center. So just take a moment and visualize your favorite murti, your favorite image of Swamiji, the one that you feel most connected to. Imagine, visualize that image of Swamiji in your inner space. Just take a moment and feel the love and the compassion that is radiating from Swamiji in your inner space. As you connect to Swamiji, feel the space of oneness with Swamiji. Feel his superconscious energy flowing throughout your entire body, reaching out to every one of the trillions of cells in your body. Every cell in your body feeling alive and energized with this superconscious energy that Swamiji is radiating. Just feel that energy going through your entire body. Push it to every corner of your body. Make sure every one of your cells is the experience of this beautiful superconscious energy. Now let us bring our attention back to the Ananda Kanda, our inner space, and feel the space of oneness with Swamiji. Just take a moment and enjoy this space, knowing that you are one with Swamiji. You are in oneness with Swamiji. Let us move our awareness to our third eye, just between the eyebrows, our Anya chakra, and just put your attention lightly on the Anya chakra. Don't strain, don't concentrate, just lightly, just like you would gaze at a flower. And through your third eye, look into Swamiji's third eye. So visualize Swamiji in your third eye and connect, look through your third eye into Swamiji's third eye. And as you do so, you feel a connection. You feel an energetic connection between Swamiji's third eye and your third eye. Just take a moment and feel that connection. Feel that energy in your third eye. And Swamiji is awakening your third eye, activating it. Just take a moment to enjoy that. Now let us make a strong intention for the weight of the object to increase in weight. Strong intention. Make it that it is the only reality that you are willing to entertain. Nothing else is the truth. Any doubts, any other thoughts, any other realities, just unclash them. Unclash from them. Just let them go back down. The only reality you are entertaining right now is the one where the weight is increasing, the object is increasing in weight. Make a strong intention, strong command and declaration that the object is increasing in weight. Now let us connect further to Swamiji by chanting the Mahavakya. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Yes, continue chanting Mahavakya from this space of oneness with Swamiji, keeping your strong intention in your third eye. Let us start manifesting this power of increasing the weight of the object. Let us begin.
Ananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda
Yes, you can relax now. And now let us take a second measurement of the object, the weight of the object. So whichever method you use up front to get the base measurement of the weight of the object, use the same method again, and let us gauge whether the object has increased in size, in weight, decreased in weight, or perhaps stayed the same. So let us take a second measurement using the same method we used for the base measurement of the weight of the object. And let us know whether the object has increased in weight, decreased in weight, or remained the same. Let's take a moment and share.
Also requesting, we have Joe Webing. Please switch on your cameras, and we have Charlotte Lee. Please switch on your cameras and be available. Understand that every power manifestation is your time with Swamiji. To deepen your connection again and again and again, go on deepening your connection with Swamiji.
Yes, we have Ma Nitya Chakra Raja Swarupini that shares, I feel the weight increase at first and later get distracted. That's fine, Ma. Thank you very much for sharing, and congratulations for manifesting this power, for increasing the weight of the object. Well done, Ma. Congratulations.
And thank you for sharing as well. And this gives confidence and inspiration to other participants as well, that yes, if other can manifest, yes, I can also manifest. That possibility, that potential exists for me as well.
So it's important to understand that we are Paramashiva, we are part of Paramashiva, and these powers are available to every single one of us. There is no one that is excluded. There is no one that has the impossibility of making these, of manifesting these powers. So it is important to understand when other people share, you can see that it is possible. It is something that is possible, and you know that it is possible for you as well. So it is very important. Thank you very much, Mark, for sharing. And for everyone, this is a power that can be manifested by everyone, even you, especially you. So please make sure you do practice this power manifestation. You will be able to manifest it. It is possible. It is possible.
And especially those who are not taking part in the power manifestation, and even though they are available but not taking part, understand that when you start manifesting, that's how the door to power start opening up. Initially, you might be not able to manifest at all. Then, when you take part, go on manifesting. Then only you start manifesting. Swamiji starts manifesting through you. All right. So with this, we'll be entering into the next session, which is going to be on you are the source.
As we were talking just now, you are Paramashiva. Paramashiva is the source of everything. So let us get ready for this wonderful revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. I'm requesting everyone to please sit comfortably with the head, neck, and spine in a straight line. It's important that you sit comfortably so your mind doesn't play tricks on you, thinking my back is hurting, my leg is hurting, whatever. Please make sure you sit comfortably, but sit with the head, neck, and spine in a straight line. This is to allow for the Kundalini Shakti to flow freely, and it also enhances your ability to focus, which means that you will imbibe more of these sacred truths that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is imparting on us through these wonderful revelations. So once again, let us all come to the space of listening. Give all your awareness to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as he relates to us on the wonderful revelations. You are the source. Let's begin.
In the Aghori tradition is the path of science of enlightenment. They work with the human fevers, they say there is 64 kind of a fever which is responsible for our physical and mental imbalances. All your physical disease and mental disease is just because of these 64 fevers. Your anger will be a kind of a fever radiating around you. If you are carrying so much of negative thoughts like a vengeance, violence, you will be radiating a kind of a fever around you. For every kind of a thought trend, you will radiate a kind of a fever. If you are carrying too much of violence and anger, even the objects which you touch will become poisonous. Understand? I was surprised when I studied that science. When I studied the Agori tradition, then I understood human beings carry so much of vengeance because mind needs dissatisfaction and vengeance and violence as a root. If you are having mind, be very clear, you carry such big load of vengeance, such big load of dissatisfaction, such big load of the negative fire, fever. That is why wherever you put your feet, you radiate poison. Grass dies. In Zen Buddhist tradition, in front of your cottage, if the grass is dead, if you have created a walkway by your walking, you will not receive sannyas. They won't give you sannyas. This is a method of training. In front of your cottage, there will be a big lawn. You are supposed to use the same route, but if the grass dies, you will not be given sannyas. Means, still unconsciously you have not dropped the violence. It's a very subtle but powerful science. Only when I studied, I understood how the mind lives on dissatisfaction. Paramahamsas, enlightened beings, does not leave footprint. Anybody who does not leave footprint, who is not heavy on the planet Earth, is called Paramahamsa. Even not only his lifestyle, even his very way in which he carries his being will be so light, radiating so much of lightness, innocence, radiating so much of the carefreeness or the joy. Of course, no other word. That is what, that kind of beings are only called Paramahamsas. In our time shaft, there is no gap. Constantly things are getting written. I think overwritten. Overwritten. Our mind, how much it feels dissatisfaction, that much it does not feel satisfaction. You can see when you feel the hunger, at first you will feel in the navel center. After a few minutes, you will feel all over the body. Then it will become irritation, shouting at everybody, and your whole body will be burning, literally. But you don't feel the same satisfaction after you dump the food. You may be filled but not fulfilled. We may be filling but not feeling fulfilled. Same way, thirst. Before drinking water, we feel so much of thirst. But after that, we just take it for granted. After eating or drinking, the satisfaction which we feel, we do not cherish, we do not experience, we do not live it, we take it for granted. Any joy you can see in your life, you take it for granted. You start asking, what next? There is a beautiful stotra by Shankara. Tatakim, tatakim, tatakim. What next, what next, what next? Your mind is alive only by asking what next, what next, what next. It can't relax here and now. When Shiva says, wherever satisfaction is found, in whatever act, actualize that. Be in that moment. If you are finding satisfaction means you are relaxing into that present moment. You are resting into that present moment. You are entering into a space where you don't have boundary, you don't have heaviness, you are not creating footprint. Just be in that space. But our mind is such. Ramana Maharshi says beautifully. There's a beautiful one-liner from Ramana Maharshi. He says in Tamil, I'll give you the translation. Before achieving, even mustard seed will look like a mountain. After achieving, even a mountain will look like a mustard seed for the mind. Before you getting it, even a mustard seed, small thing, will look like a mountain. Without that, your life will not move. For example, a cell phone or a shoe, which you see when you go for window shopping. When you go for shopping, it's called window shopping, just seeing and walking. Particular kind of a cloth or some shoe or some cell phone. You just look at it. You have a thought. Why not have that? You say, no, later on. Let me save a little money and buy. You just walk. But the thought is in your mind. Your mind will now give all kinds of justifications why you should have that. If it is a shoe, it will tell, if I have that shoe, early morning 4:30 I can get up and go for a running, I will be more healthy. It will give all kinds of justifications, as if you will get that shoe and start running every day morning, as if your whole morning waking up and running is only in that shoes, and without that shoe you can't get up or you can't do any running with your old shoe. No, nothing. Your mind will create all kinds of scene. And with that cell phone you will really start doing lot of business and develop all your relationships. It will give all kinds of ideas. If I have that cell phone, I will be able to call every time. I can keep up with my business, or I can take care of all the relationships. Some idea. Same way with that cloth. I think that cloth will really look nice on me. I'll really feel more confident and courage. And it will give all kinds of ideas. And somehow finally, because your mind says so many times again and again, you may save little money and get that shoe. First few days, you will not even remove that shoe when you go to sleep. It will be there in your leg even when you fall asleep. It will be almost like a part, Karna's Kavacha Kundala. The Karna's Kavacha Kundala can't be removed from his body. It will be just like that, just always with you. After a few days, you will say, okay. Whenever you go for some parties or some time, you will wear. After a month, rarely, maybe some important thing. After 3 months, it will be lying near that small corner room which is always under that staircase. Nobody will be there even to clean or polish it. It will be lying there. You can see your mind. Just go to your garage and see all over how many things are lying, and before buying, what all words your mind said, and how your mind was showing all these things are really necessary for your life. Especially when you read that Sky Mall magazine, the flight, it gives you such a feeling that without that product you can't take next step in your life. And it gives you such a fantastic feeling with that photograph and everything. Almost your mind says you can't live the next day without that product. Order now. And it's like hypnotizing, especially these TV ads in US I saw. Call now, call now, call now. And almost that way in which it is presented, your mind will say you can't take the next step, you can't live your life without that product, or there is something really missing without that product. Go around and see your garage. See your, not only garage, just go around and see the whole house. Go and stand near every object, everything in your house, and just have a small write-up, 2-line write-up. What you felt before that became part of your life. First with your house, with your car, with your wife, with your relationships, with your every product. Just see what was the comment or what was the thought before that became part of your life. And what is the thought now? You will understand your life or your mind records only dissatisfactions. When Buddha says life is suffering, he does not mean that true life is suffering. No. He himself was not suffering, radiating joy and bliss. How can he say life is suffering? What you think or what you record life as is suffering. In your mind, what all you record as life is suffering. That is what he means. There is a beautiful saying in the Upanishad. Once you become enlightened, your future and past both can be changed. I was actually confused when I read. See, future can be changed, that I can agree, because it is open. How can past be changed? Because past has already happened. Only when I myself had experience, I understood the past as you think is not the original past which happened. What you think as your past is not the whole complete record. What you think as your biography is only selected, edited version. It is not the whole as it happened. So only when you become enlightened, you will experience the true past. You will see everything happened. As on now, what you remember as past now is not your past. Maybe a little confusing. What is this? It is true. In your life, if you had 100 incidents, dissatisfaction or suffering, at least 101 incident with satisfaction and joy has happened. That is why you are still alive. See, the prana flow can happen in you only if more number of joyful incidents are recorded in your unconscious, in your inner space. Still you being alive is the solid proof that your unconscious has not really lost the hope about life. Means at least 1% is more joy is recorded in your inner space. Intellectually, consciously you may not remember, but in the inner space the recording of the joy or satisfaction is 1% more than the dissatisfaction. That is why still you have hope and still you are breathing. Otherwise you would have decided, enough, I breathed, enough, I lived, bas, let's pack up. Now really, still you being alive is the solid proof that 1% more joy is there inside recording. You may not remember it. You may not remember your past as it happened. Only when you become enlightened, you will realize the whole past as it happened. That is what the rishis say. When you become enlightened, your future and past both will change. You will realize your true past. So many wonderful things have happened. Many times, again and again, you come back to that present moment. Satisfaction, joy, or restfulness, but you don't feel comfortable with that state. Every day, at least few times, you experience the state of Paramahamsa, state of Shiva consciousness, but you feel uneasy with it. You feel uneasy with it. You don't feel homely with it. You don't feel that is your state. Your natural state has become unnatural for you. That is why you say, no, this is, I think this looks too much. It's okay. Before even you consciously relaxing into it, you jump out of it. Raman Maharshi says beautifully, whenever you want something, some outer object, like want to enjoy a sweet or some joy, your mind is running towards that object. The moment you put that object into your mouth, or that object comes in contact with your senses, immediately the running stops, you come back to the present moment. You falling back to the present moment only radiates joy and satisfaction. Then you start thinking that joy is coming from that object. No. If the joy is coming from that sweet, then after 10 sweets, the joy should be more. But it is not. See the logic. As you believe, if the joy is from that sweet, after 10 sweets, the more number of sweets, joy should be more. But it is not. Why? It is not from that sweet. It is because your mind falls back to yourself. He gives a beautiful example. A dog which got a dry bone is biting the dry bone. Somehow the dry bone started poking into its own gums and blood started flowing. The dog is just enjoying that blood and thinking that blood is coming from that bone. How the dog is mistaking the blood from his own mouth is the blood from the bone and enjoying it. Same way, you also, when you experience the sense pleasures, when you live those sense pleasures, the joy which comes out of your own self, you attribute it to that object. If the dog starts thinking that blood is coming from that bone, it will just bite the bone more strongly. Same way, you catch that sense object more strongly. But suddenly you will see the emptiness. After 10 sweets, no more joy. Because your mind is now accustomed to the sweet. Even when you put the sweet in your tongue, it is not ready to rest. It is asking what next? What next? What next? It is not relaxing, resting into that satisfaction. Now, you play the next role. Oh, there is no joy in the sense object. One side of your mind is saying, there is no joy. The same joy is not there in that sweet. But your inner mind is telling, no, you are doing wrong. I think try once more, try little more, we may get little more joy. Because you are not ready to believe that there is no joy in the object, because that's the only thing you have in your hand. If in that also there is no hope, means what will happen? You become hopeless. That is too much. So you try to hold on. So you try to add rasa, juice to the object from your own being and try to enjoy. you are not ready to believe that there is no joy from the sense, from the object. The joy is from your inner space because you are relaxing, resting. Mahadeva says beautifully, wherever satisfaction is found, in whatever act, actualize this. In Zen, they have something called tea ceremony. It's nothing, just they will prepare tea and drink. But that is given so much of spiritual significance, you will be surprised. All the monks will sit around and that they will be just sitting and listening to the sound of tea boiling. That water sound, glug, 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 glug. And that beautiful smell of the steam. And just with a deep meditative mood. And when they pour the tea, just that sound which is created with a full awareness and your deep thirst for the tea or that feeling to sip the tea, just be with that. And beautifully when you sip the tea, the whole tea traveling inside your system, and that satisfaction it is creating inside your system, and that beautiful restfulness and that relaxation or satisfaction which comes because you got what you want. The whole mood, the whole thing, just a cup of tea can lead you to enlightenment. Understand? Just that satisfaction, if you can live intensely, there is a beautiful truth behind this whole tea ceremony. Let me explain the truth, then you will understand the Mahadeva or Shiva's technique. In your inner space, two things will get recorded, two samskaras will get engraved. Samskara means the engraved memory which is powerful enough to make you go through the same action. If you are addicted to coffee, morning 7 o'clock, once you hear the bell 7, inside coffee, addiction, you see addiction word can be defined, understand this definition, without that object you will feel deep dissatisfaction, with that you won't feel much satisfaction, is addiction. Understand, this is the definition of addiction. With anything, without that object you will feel deeply dissatisfied. If you can't smoke, at that point you can't stand, like you will feel so restless. You will walk here, you will walk there, you will go to bathroom, you will walk here, you will walk there, and you will be shouting at everybody, you will be kicking the shoes, you will be kicking this, you will be doing all sorts of things like Tom and Jerry. But once you smoke, the joy will not be too much. You will take it for granted. Okay, next. That is what is called addiction. The powerful engraved memory which can make you go through the same action again and again without giving you the satisfaction is called samskara. Samskara and mantra, both are opposite to each other. The words are the memory which stays in you and makes you more and more dull and addictive is samskara. The words are memories which stays in you and liberates you more and more from your bondages is called mantra. The words which stays in you and liberates you is mantra. The words which stays in you and binds you is samskara. That's all. Understand? When you are caught with these samskaras, when you don't feel the satisfaction of what is happening inside you, you will record more samskara and less experience. Let me repeat once more. Inside your inner space, two things will be recorded. For example, the memory of drinking tea and the joy or intense satisfaction which you felt during drinking tea. These two will be recorded. If that satisfaction, the joy, if it is deeply recorded, you won't need the same act of drinking tea again and again. If this experience or the joy or quality of satisfaction is not deeply recorded in you, you need this act to be done again and again. If there is a quality of experience in you, the quantity of act is not needed. If the quantity of act is needed, means the quality of experience is not deeply recorded in you. That is why Mahadeva says, Shiva says in another one technique, anything you do with your conscious full awareness will liberate you. Understand? It means if you smoke intensely, consciously, only once, you will be liberated from smoking. If you smoke consciously, intensely, even once, you will be liberated. You will not be bound. Because anything you do it completely does not create footprint or leave karma or samskara inside your inner space. Karma means unfulfilled action, which is powerful enough to make you go through the same action again and again to make you feel fulfilled. If you do any action, whether it is seeing something or listening something or tasting something or smelling something or touching something, anything with full conscious awareness even once, without drifting into the past or future during that act. Usually when you are drinking tea, your mind will be doing everything else except enjoying the tea. When you can see in your life, when you put the brush morning to brush your teeth, your mind is already in the office, sitting and calculating and thinking what to do. That is why when you are in the shower, you are talking to your boss. Sometimes even verbally you talk. When you are in the shower, you are talking to somebody. What to do? And when you are sitting in the office, already you are in the evening sea beach or in the temple or thinking about the vacation. When you are in the sea beach, already you are thinking when to go back to the home. When you are in the home, already you are thinking when next day morning you will go to the office. One thing is sure, if you are here, your mind is not here. That's all. That we are very clear. Anything you do, even once, without drifting into the past or the future, will liberate you. Any karma. Because you are embodiment of fulfillment. You are Purna. There is a beautiful Upanishad sloka. Purnamata Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. From the whole comes the whole, and if the whole is added to the whole or removed from the whole remains as whole. Maths cannot help. Logic cannot help you to understand this. And now Recently, the Western mathematicians are agreeing 2 plus 2 is not 4. No, really, it is 4 plus something. Whenever you add two things, it is not just a logical equal thing which we were believing always. No. 2 plus 2 is not just 4, because the adding action that brings some result. See, 2 plus 2 is not just 4. Adding is an action. What about that result? Once you add 2 plus, see, when the 2 is separate, 2, and there is another one 2, separate 2, these two, when they are added, it is not just 4 plus the quality of adding. Now this 4 is ready to get added to anything else. Now the 4 has got a quality or the idea or the mental setup of getting added to anything. That is why 2 plus 2 is not just 4, it is something more. Because the 4 has now learnt how to expand itself. This just 2 do not know how to expand itself. This next 2 also do not know how to expand itself. When these 2 are joined together and became 4, now they have an intellectual property, how to expand them. They are something more than 4. Now they know the technique of how to adding more and more into them and how to assimilating or how to expand. Understand? That is why the regular logic is not a complete logic. The system of the Purnamata, if you understand this one Upanishad mantra, the whole comes out of whole and goes back to whole. If you take the whole out of the whole remains as a whole. It's a very beautiful but very subtle truth. You need your full attention and awareness to digest this truth. But very understanding will transform you. You don't even need to meditate separately. The very understanding can transform you. See, now by your nature, whether you believe it or not, you are a whole being. You are a conscious being. Any action, if you do with that whole being, without drifting into the past or the future, the whole, which is your being, even if the action is done, you will remain as a whole. You will not become half. Purnamata Purnamitam. You will remain as a pure conscious being. But when you do some action, if you drift away in the past or the future, you will become part. You will not remain as a whole. Then samskaras are written on you. Then karma is created. You have to do the same action once more because you have not been in that whole state when you did that action. When you were smoking, if you were completely into that smoking, there was no other past or future, the whole was doing something holy, then you are not engraving or creating a karma or the memory. You are liberated from that action. You will not be inspired or forced to do the same act again. If you are half off when you are doing some act, naturally, because you have done only half, you have not achieved the full satisfaction, you will carry that engraved memory, which will inspire you, force you to do the same act to feel the fulfillment through that act. That's all. That is the meaning of Purnamata and Purnamitam, Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. If you remain as whole, if all your actions are whole, with a whole integrated being, you will remain as whole. Anybody who remains as whole, whatever he does is holy. Understand? Paramahamsas are not classified or understood by their action. They are understood by their being. Paramahamsas are recognized by their being, not by their doing. That is why when Shankara is defining Paramahamsas, when he writes his Viveka Chudamani, he defines Paramahamsa. They are like Pichasa, Balaka and Bagula. See, they are like a ghost, mad and kids. All these things put together and something more. Means what? You can't define them. You can't define them. And in Paramahamsa Upanishad they say, no scale or rule or restriction binds them. They are completely liberated. They just live. They just live. They breathe the beautiful air of freedom, liberation, Swadantratva. Free is not the right word for Swadantra. Especially in this country, free word is too, it has got too much meaning, a different meaning. Only one thing, whatever they do it whole, that's all. Because they are whole, no samskara or karma gets engraved in them. They are not bound by anything. They are just full, complete. Their inner space is full, overflowing with joy. Understand? Anything you do half, karma is created, because that memory will make you go through the same act again and again till you feel completed. Whether it is a seeing or listening or smelling or tasting or touching, if you are whole, you are liberated. That is what Shiva says here. Wherever satisfaction is found, in whatever act, it may be when you see some of your friend, or when you see some scene, or when you hear some music, or when you smell some smells, or when you taste some food, or when you have some pleasure by touch, anything it may be, or when you are sitting and thinking or remembering something, anything may be, the moment you feel something is giving you satisfaction, just sit with that, go into that feeling of satisfaction. As I was telling you, two things will be recorded in you. The memory of the object, the memory of that satisfaction, that experience. If you are drinking tea, the memory of the tea and joy which you experienced during drinking tea. If you fill your whole being with the joy or satisfaction, there is no space for the memory of the tea to get inscribed. So the quality of your enjoyment or quality of your experiencing, the quality to experience will become sharp in you. So any small object can bring the same ecstasy in you. For Paramahamsas, you don't need big things to make them joyful. Just a small flower is okay. They are so joyful. Nothing is required to make them joyful. That is why they say Shiva is called Asudosha, means easily pleased. The Sanskrit word Asudosha means easily pleased. It's called Bholenath, means innocent. Does not need much, just one small bay leaf or little bit of rice or little bit of Ganges water. Nothing much is necessary. He is happy and he gives you whatever you ask. That's why it's called Bolenath. Patram, Pushpam, Palam, Toyam. Nothing else is required. Just one leaf or one flower or just a little bit of something is enough. Nothing else is required. Asudosha, easily pleased. Simple guys. He doesn't need too many things to get pleased. He's a very simple person. You can see Shiva. All useless things which is not used by society at all is around him. Rudraksha, which has no value. There is no economical value. It is just lying all over. Is that all? Is abharanas, ornaments, and all the snakes which nobody wants. Is his friends. And the place where he lives, burial ground, which nobody wants to go. That is the place where he lives. What is his cosmetics? The ash from the burial ground, which nobody will touch. And who are his friends and companions? Bhutas. And the bhutas, which nobody wants to even relate with. So he is happy with all those things. He does not need. He says, anything you think as useful, please you have it. Whatever the society thinks as useless, whatever is discarded, thrown away, he says, yes, I'll take care. That I'll enjoy. He's like a waste management guy. He doesn't bother about all useful things. That let people enjoy. I don't need. All those discarded, useless things, he is very happy with it. He doesn't need too many things to please him. Asudosha. Simple things are enough. Because his quality to enjoy is so beautiful, so sharp, he does not need quantity. Whenever the quality of enjoyment, the quality to feel is intensified in your system, the quantity or the need will disappear in you. If you need more quantity, whether it is food or sex or music, be very clear, your quality to enjoy is less. Because your quality to enjoy is less, you are asking for more quantity. Here Shiva is saying, increase the quality to enjoy. Means, just for next 3 days, decide. Just next 3 days, nothing else. 3 days, decide, I will not accumulate more stuff into my hell. No, we are accumulated hell, understand. Accumulated hell means all negative things we have accumulated. Even if we don't have enough, we borrow from our spouse. And they are ready to supply, they have a lot. And they are waiting to supply. And they have so much, they are waiting to supply. Just for 3 days, do not accumulate and connect and see all your dissatisfaction and suffering. Just 3 days, decide, morning till night, whenever you find some satisfaction and you do really find at least hundreds of time in your day-to-day life. For example, you felt thirsty, just you put little water in your mouth, just feel that satisfaction. You want to see your son or daughter or the person whom you love, you call them or you talk to them, you see them. The moment you see, you feel the satisfaction. Just imbibe it. You are feeling hungry and you are putting the food into your mouth. Once you put the food and just see how it travels and how it gives you the satisfaction. Just go into it. And there are so many other acts where you find some satisfaction, some joy. Just go into it. Even the small acts. Just go into it. And close your eyes and sit for a few minutes. And just enjoy that satisfaction. Slowly relax, unclutch from the object. Just enjoy that feeling, the quality to enjoy. Next 3 days, decide that you will experience, go into the satisfaction wherever you find it. Whatever act, wherever you find satisfaction, just sit and cherish. Be filled with it. Just let your being overflow. Let your whole mouth be filled with that amrita. Whenever you feel joy and satisfaction, your mouth will be filled with that saliva. It's called amrit. But you always experience only the poison, means the saliva which comes for asking something. The saliva which comes in your mouth asking something is poison, which comes in your mouth by feeling fulfilled is amrita. Anytime the saliva is filling your mouth by some joy or experiencing something, overflowing, it's called amrita. Just enjoy that amrit, that joy, that satisfaction, and live it. Live intensely. Let your whole inner space be occupied by that joy, by that bliss, by that experience. Let there be no space left for the engrams to be engraved, for the karma to get recorded. Suddenly you will see you became an accumulated joy and bliss. You are no more accumulated hell. And this joy will stay with you by and by without even the object touching your sense. Need for the quantity will disappear. If you are qualitatively happy without quantity adding to your sense, you are in eternal bliss. That's all. You are liberated. You are in Nityananda. That's all. Just remember for these 3 days and try. It will just click. I always tell people, this bracelet, this mala and all, to remind you all these things only. When you take that bracelet, remember for next 3 days, whenever I see this bracelet, I'll remember to be in Nityananda. If I'm wearing the mala, I'll remember to be with the satisfaction, with the quality instead of quantity. If you are reminded by all these things, only then they are spiritually useful for you. Otherwise, just one more ornament to brag about. No. It should be spiritually useful, directly. That is the reason you are given all these things. Directly, it should remind you about the higher ideals or the lifestyle which you took. Understand, these 3 days, remember and play with this technique. Suddenly it will click and open the new door. Let you all achieve through these teachings and technique the eternal bliss, Shiva's inner space, Nityananda. Thank you.
Yes, Nityanand. So be blissful, Nityanand. That's what the ultimately the message of Swamiji is. So with this, we have come to the to the conclusion of day 4 of Paramashivoham. And of course, the day tomorrow, as we come back, the day will be starting with the Nityananda Yoga, the Pratham Vinyasa Krama, 100 asana sequence. So requesting all of you to join for the yoga, and then we'll be moving on to the next sessions, as the deity will be Mahasada Shiva tomorrow.
So it's important that we start the day with yoga. See, yoga will prepare our body, will align our body to the cosmos, to the cosmos, to the cosmic energy energies. So it aligns our body to the cosmic energies to allow these energies to flow freely through our body. So we always start with the yoga, and then after that we have Swamiji's teachings that bolts these superconscious energies to our body, and then we go through the internalization exercises and our manifestation to make sure that these energies stay with us, that we turn these into our lifestyle. So it is very important that we do practice this yoga. It is not just for stretching, it is so much more than stretching. So first of all, yoga itself means union of body, mind, and spirit. So it is the union that we are going for. This is a very important step to align our bodies to this superconscious energy that is Paramashiva, that is the cosmic energy. So please make sure for yourselves, make sure that you don't miss on the yoga. It is very, very important.
So with this, we'll be concluding with the Purna Mantra. So let's bring our hands to Namaskar Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavate Nityananda Paramashiva Padukaya Pranamastu.
Om Nityanandam.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today, and we will see you all again tomorrow.
Yes.
Take care.
Nityanandam.
Nityanandam.